Hello everyone, welcome back to the No Buy series. This is the wrap up for May, and this month I really lost the plot. Oh man, I feel like I've been putting off filming this because, well, only so much. I have to get this up on the first Monday of the month anyway, but I need to do some reflection. I need to do some thinking. I'm gonna be posting another video doing this reflection and this thinking. Today I'm just gonna be giving some reflections on the past month, and then the reflections and thoughts, solutions moving forward are gonna be in a separate video. Also, again, in the No Buy series. But I have to figure out what limits I need to set for myself, because the yellow light rules that I made were very vague, let's be honest. I thought that I made a couple of specific exceptions, but like when it comes to a couple of the categories that are just like vaguely listed in the yellow light, I feel like I've been a little bit taking advantage of them and also not necessarily holding myself accountable in other areas where I did put specifics. So that's going to be the goal of like looking back at the past 5 months and looking forward at the next like rest of the year. So anyways, let's just get straight into the percentages. Let me scoot over here so that the percentages can have their little space. I'm going to be just reading off of my Substack. That's what I do every time, in case you were wondering. Which, by the way, the Substack for this month is up, which is basically just the written kind of brain vomit version of what I'm doing here on video. If you like to see physical reading materials, then feel free to subscribe to my Substack. I put out a new update email every month just on the first of the month, and that's it. Eventually it'll probably morph into something else, but for now, that's what it is. Anyways, percentages are as follows. Bills were 33.3%, and I forgot to mention, just as my little disclaimer that I do at the beginning of all these videos, my rent in New York that I pay personally is less than what you would normally see rent as in New York City. So just letting you know that that's my situation, just to have a little bit of perspective about my bills situation. Okay, debt repayment was 14%. Travel expenses were also 14%, which is extremely embarrassing, but I will explain more later. Groceries was 11.5%, a little bit less because I was spending some time with my dad and stepmom this month, and they very kindly paid for our food while we were there. Pet expenses were 8.5%. This kind of includes the little tail end and tip that we paid our rover sitter while we were out of town. Savings and investment was 6.4%. Eating out / experiences was 5.9%, and this was a little bit higher than normal because Ray and I went to see a soccer game. Transportation, which is usually just MTA, but this month also included one Lyft ride from the airport so that we could pick up Flip faster and not deal with the bus situation, was 4.1%. And health and fitness, which usually just includes my dance classes, it was 0.8%, and donations was 0.3%. So all right, let's just get into it. Reflections for the month. What the hell, guys? What the hell? Technically, travel is allowed. It is a yellow light thing. So my yellow light purchases were a lot more than usual this month. I had very, very, very vaguely set myself an arbitrary thing of like, there's one special thing per month that I'm doing or whatever, like one big thing as an experience, because I didn't really necessarily want to put a limit on the experiences that I was having or spending money on or whatever, because I knew that I would probably just be relatively reasonable about it. This month, I was a little bit not reasonable about it. I already knew going into this year that I had a couple of trips planned like already, trips that I had planned like since last year that I had already bought tickets for, or that were already pretty much set in stone, or that were like very much going to happen. And one of them was visiting my dad and stepmom in Utah and the whole family coming out this past month, which fine, that was already a thing that was going to happen. Something that I didn't plan was going to visit Ray's mom in Virginia next month. And honestly, like, yes and no, it was not technically specifically planned, but at the same time, Ray and I go and visit her a couple of times a year anyways. So like, it's not so out of the blue. Long story short, I paid for a rental car to go down there and be there for the week, basically. So the travel, that is huge because of that. And also, Ray and I were going to go to New Zealand next year at the beginning of 2025, hopefully using some of the money that I'd saved from the no-buy year for the trip. It was supposed to be in January. The event that we wanted to do, which is basically the Milford Track, which is like a great walk in New Zealand. I feel like I explain a lot of this in the video later on, but you'll see. So we had to move the trip up a few months, which is not the end of the world because at the end of the day, it's only a difference of like basically a month or two. So the savings on that just need to be accelerated a very slight amount. But other than that, like, it's fine. It is what it is. Because I was spending money on these random things that I feel like I have excuses for, I also just am like, okay, what am I doing? Like, what's the point? What's happening right now? I'll talk more about this like later on in a different video when I'm like figuring out what my plans going forward are. But yeah, essentially because of all these things, like, I noticed myself wanting to buy more other things, like feeling the urge to purchase. I was like, oh, like, there's this group, which I'm seeing a concert tomorrow actually, and it's TXT, a K-pop group that I really, really like. And there's another group coming in August called ATEEZ that I like passively enjoy. Like, I'm not a huge fan, but I was like, should I just buy a ticket? And I'm like, girl, why would you spend $200 on a ticket for a group that you like, just kind of like, sure, you could see them dancing live and it would be a really cool experience, but like, you could also try to catch them on their next tour because they usually groups don't skip New York, okay, let's be honest. And I was like, oh, well, what if I need to see them now and this is the last time I'll ever get to see them before I move to New Zealand? Because artists never go to New Zealand, which is not true. They definitely do. It's a little bit more rare, yes, but I'm going to be living near Auckland anyway, so if they come, it'll be near there. Anyways, losing the plot. Yeah, I was like really tempted to buy tickets for that concert. So I was like, okay, red flag. And then I was looking through clothing websites and making wish lists and things. And like, to be fair, you'll hear me talk a little bit more about my clothing situation, and I'm gonna have a whole thought process on that in the video that I'm gonna be figuring out what to do for the rest of the year, because that has become a whole situation. But anyways, I just was like definitely feeling the urge to spend money, and I'm feeling a little frightened about that. Like I said in my update Substack email thing, I just feel like I need to remember that a large part of my journey through this no-buy year and like in future, from like just me continuing to live a frugal, low-buy life, honestly, after this, is really just reminding myself that I'm doing this to kind of overcome the dopamine-seeking behavior that is shopping. So I don't know. I just need to like be really, really on it with my budget. I need to figure that all out. Anyways, this beginning part of the video has been way too long and too rambly. I will let May grace however scattered she might have been, because I feel like I didn't really document that much during May. So I apologize for that. I'll let her take it over from here. Hey babes, it is the 1st of the month. I had a very nice slow day. I did a vlog on it if you watched. I literally just finished filming the end of the vlog 5 seconds ago, and then now I'm filming this clip. I feel refreshed after the day of just kind of doing nothing. I pretty much read 40% of a book, which is fun. And yeah, didn't really do much of anything else today, which is nice to just kind of have a reset day every once in a while, because I feel like when you kind of create your own schedule with anything, whether that be writing a thesis, managing a YouTube channel, or whatever, you kind of don't really give yourself days off sometimes unintentionally, because you could just always do the work whenever, which is like probably not a good idea for me. I need to like create strict boundaries for when I'm actually doing work and when I'm having time off from that. So I think today was kind of a good reset and reminder to myself to take a break every once in a while, because it will help instead of burning you the heck out. Which is exactly what I was trying to avoid this past month, and it kind of happened anyways. So hopefully May is better. I have a lot of faith that it will be better, but we will see. Day 3 of May. What was I gonna come here to say? Nothing has happened. The month is actually fine so far. I'm feeling positive. I did everything on my to-do list today, so I feel really accomplished and super happy, and I feel much more grounded than I did a couple of days ago, so I'm in a much, much, much better mood. Seriously, cannot recommend enough keeping your phone away from you for a couple of hours, just not even looking at it, thinking about it, caring about it, and going outside. If you can't go outside, doesn't matter, just take your phone and throw it in a freaking well, honestly. It was a very good time, and it helped me reset a lot, so it's gonna be fine this month. It's gonna be fine. Also, did I talk about my new glasses in this update video yet? I got them, I paid for them last month, but I just got them, so they're new. That's it. Okay, bye. I think I forgot to update the vlog earlier, but I went downstairs into the basement, and this is all dye, like powder clothing dye. Can't believe my luck. I'm gonna try it with something that I don't care as much about and then see if it works, but I had an exception. I had a yellow light rule that I could buy 2 bottles of RIT dye, and guess what? I don't have to anymore. No buy year, no buy year. I love it when I find things that are free. That's it, that's the whole statement. I'm just really excited that I got to find these. That's really cool. I'm almost like, dang, I wish I never even made that rule in the first place, but whatever, I don't care. The people that watched any of those videos that wanted to judge me, they can go ahead and judge me. I literally do not care. It's my life, and this is the challenge, and if you're actually sticking around, then you give a shit, and I care about you and not them. So anyways, that's all that I have to say. Very excited about it. I think it's day 4, so we're off to a really strong start. This month so far has already been a million times better than last month. I cannot even tell you. So much better. Going to the park on the first day of the month to kind of just reset. Wow, can't even tell you. And deleting Instagram off my phone, I feel like a new person. I'm so happy. Amazing. Anyways, no buy year, no buy year. Hello, I'm back from Utah. Just went on a bunch of hikes, visited my dad, saw my siblings. It was really fun.
Okay, we're hijacking Grace's vlog right now.
Yeah.
And here we are at Angel's Landing.
The very top.
And the very top. So let's turn the camera around. Go all the way up there. Yeah, not the top yet. Sorry, we lied. It's there. So we're making our way there. We have a cliff here and a cliff there. How do we feel, Addie?
I am clenching.
Okay. All right, we're not quite yet to the top.
Almost.
That's still right up there, but we're going.
I'm feeling good. Still clenching.
That last little stretch was like pretty vertical.
Tough,
Yeah. All
My
right.
ankles were rough.
Yeah. All right, guys. We are at
Summit. Woo.
Yeah. Here you go. Look at this.
Hell yeah.
And then this side.
Yeah.
Insane.
Insane. Yeah, going down is gonna kind of suck. I can already feel it.
Yeah.
Hey vlog. I'm on top of a mountain right now. But I said that I could climb that. I did.
Let's go.
Long story short, here I am, did some reflecting, and I feel like lately, in terms of the no-buy year, I've noticed that I haven't really bought anything, but I have been collecting things somehow. It's really crazy to me how we spend so much money buying things when if you really just invest a little bit of your time and energy into the community that you already have around you, you can probably just get a bunch of free stuff. Because I have not spent a single dollar on clothes this year, and yet I have gotten like 3 new articles of clothing just in the past 2 weeks alone. This Earthquakes shirt, which if you don't know who the Earthquakes are, it's the soccer team that I support. They're from where I grew up. And then I have a zip-up hoodie sweatshirt that I got from a coworker for my union. So I did not have to pay a single dollar for any of these things, and somehow they all came into my life. I'm actually genuinely slightly concerned going into summer because I have 2 pairs of shorts, a skirt that I don't really like that much, and one of the pairs of shorts doesn't really fit me that well. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do. And I have a couple of sundresses, but like, I don't know. So that's gonna be interesting. I might unfortunately have to make a red light purchase and get a new pair of shorts. They just don't fit. They don't quite fit right. So that's not good because your clothes are supposed to fit you. They're supposed to make you feel good and fit you. And these are a little bit squeezy on me, I can't lie. But anyways, I have some overalls, I have some sundresses, I have the 2 pairs of shorts, one of which is kind of on the fritz. So I'm just gonna have to do the best I can, honestly, with the situation that I'm dealing with at the moment, which first world problems if I ever heard them. But I mean, this is about a no-buy year, because the more you want, the more that's never gonna end. Because if you want something, if you're not happy and grateful for what you already have, and you constantly are looking for something else, when you get that something else, you're gonna look for something else after that, and you'll never be satisfied. And I think that was the biggest reality check for me as a minimalist and someone that's going into this no-buy challenge that kind of did a low-buy challenge last year unintentionally. You just need to be happy and grateful for what you already have. But I just wanted to be transparent with you guys because that is just the reality of my life at the moment. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm definitely also thinking about my wardrobe and like things that I could get or streamline that would make things more functional for me. Like, I'm realizing that I used my moccasins as like a slip-on pair of shoes to like walk my dog, and now I'm like destroying the backs of my sneakers because I'm shoving my feet into them, and I just bought those last year, and I don't want to always have to buy a new pair of sneakers every year because I'm destroying the backs of them. So I'm like, if I get a different pair of shoes, then I might be able to get my sneakers to last longer. But then I'm like, I don't want to do that this year, so that's gonna have to be a next year problem. And then I'm theorizing the outfits and the blah blah blah, whatever. My mind is kind of spiraling in terms of clothing lately, and I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know that that's what was happening for me 5 months into the challenge. But guess what? We always knew that clothes were gonna be my biggest hurdle in this whole situation. So yeah. Okay, today's update, I don't even know what day it is. I've been horrendous, and I know I keep saying this, I feel like I've said this a bunch of times in the past 2 months, but I've been so bad about updating this month. I feel like I've definitely been feeling the urge to spend more now that the weather is warming up. I don't know if that's just because maybe I decluttered a little too much. Perhaps I girl bossed a little too close to the sun, you may say, and committed a little too hard to the 10-item wardrobe, which I now don't even subscribe to anymore. I don't regret going down to the amount of clothes that I have now, but I fear my willpower in the near future because I really want to buy. I have, like I think I mentioned, like 2 pairs of semi-usable shorts. I need to get 1 pair fixed / repaired. I might be able to ask one of my coworkers to do this for like probably a much reduced cost versus bringing it to an actual tailor. I feel that I really have to keep my willpower strong because, yeah, I'm definitely feeling the urge to buy. I don't want it to just be like, oh, it's only a matter of time before I spend money on something or whatever. But there's a couple of things that now I'm just like, oh, because I have noticed that the nude bra that I own is not holding up so great. I've had it for probably 2 or 3 years at this point, and I feel like I might need to replace it. Technically, like, necessary replacements are allowed in my yellow light list. I just don't know if like all clothes is part of that because, you know, my bra is not really doing what it's supposed to be doing. It does the bare minimum of what it's supposed to be doing. But the whole point of me having a nude bra is that I can wear like white shirts and white tank tops with like, you know, a smooth surface, if you know what I mean. But it's been worn out and thinned out so much that my nipples kind of say hello when I'm wearing it. So I'm feeling like that's not necessarily the purpose of having a bra. I need a bra to do its job. I can't believe I'm talking about this on the internet. But you know what I mean, right? Anyways, I will take some more time to consider that one. Other than that, just random purchases that I want to make but definitely do not need to make have been popping around in my head. But I will stay strong, okay? I will try my best to stay strong and adjust / alter the clothes that I already have so that maybe it'll feel new and fresh and exciting. I don't know. I have a bunch of dye that I got for free from the downstairs of my building, so that might be helpful. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Update for today. It's quickly dawning. Oh, what day is it? The 21st. It's quickly dawning on me that we are pretty much nearly at the halfway point. Some thoughts that I've had so far about this month is that I might have overdone it a little bit on the yellow light list, but I haven't like taken a look at everything because I usually input it into my pie chart on the last couple of days of the month. So I guess we'll see. I'm also realizing that the data, the way that I set it up, I think might be number of purchases instead of amount, purchase amount. I don't know. Either way, I think I overdid it a little bit with the yellow light purchases. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been definitely having thoughts of buying clothes and stuff, but determined to buy my way through it and see if I can get stuff for free that really works with my wardrobe, my ideal situation. Hello everyone, it is update day number 24. It's May 24th. And I just got a little care package from Bestie Kelly. So in it is 3 skeins, I think I'm saying that right, of yarn from her mom because her mom crochets, and also some crochet hooks, and a lot of them are small, and that's the exact sizes that I actually needed because I only have medium and big ones. So perfect. And also she sent me a book, so I'm really excited to add this to my little collection because I actually just decluttered a couple of books the other day, so my little physical TBR is quite small now, but I'm really excited to read this book. Super excited. Amazing. All right, that's the update for today. Definitely feeling some feelings about wardrobe things and buying things, but it will pass. So we're just holding on, trying our best, you know. Okay, update for the day. It is the 26th. I fear that I'm slipping farther and farther into a shopping black hole Not that I've bought anything, but now that I'm really getting a hold on the situation of clothes to wear during the summer, I definitely girl bossed too close to the sun with the 10-item wardrobe, and I decluttered more than I perhaps should have, although me and shorts have always had a battle. We've always been enemies. I haven't found a perfect pair. I've always gotten a pair that was just too big or just too short, and both of them just do not look good on me. I have like one pair of shorts that I really, really like, but the zipper is broken, so maybe I should go get the zipper fixed for those pair of shorts. If I even still have them somewhere. I don't know. Either way, I'm afraid that I'm going to have to find a way to get a pair of shorts or a skirt or something. Maybe I can try to do the clothing drive at my job or ask around on the Buy Nothing group. I don't know. Or I'm just gonna have to break my rules, because at the end of the day, like, I have 2 pairs of shorts and one of them barely fits me, and clothes are supposed to fit. So technically replacements are on my yellow list, so I don't know, whatever. I would definitely do the cheapest option possible, so maybe I'll go thrifting soon if I can't figure out anything else, and that's just the unfortunate reality of the situation. So guess what? We're not failing, we're just rolling with the punches, you know? This is reality, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna suffer through a year challenge with 1 pair of shorts and 1 skirt and 2 pairs of overalls. And I'm not gonna force myself to lose weight to fit into these shorts. So that's life. That's life, baby girl. So that's just what's gonna happen. And that's it. Obviously, I didn't think this year would go perfectly. Am I a little bit disappointed that I didn't think about this and perhaps set up rules to maybe allow for 1 or 2 clothing items that were absolutely necessary? Maybe, but also, is doing a red light rule like totally ruining the entire challenge? No. The sanctity is still here. Everything's fine. Anyways, that's the update for today. Oh my gosh. So there's been a bit of a development that has happened. Essentially, I can't lie, this really is not necessarily ideal during a no-buy year, but I have enough time to plan and budget for it. Technically, my rules allow travel, so I just need to be smart about it, essentially. Which we already were, because the tickets were bought with points almost entirely, which is great. We were planning on going to New Zealand January of 2025 because we really wanted to go just in general to kind of get a little bit of a lay of the land and visit the North Island a little more. Also, yes, I donated blood today, don't worry, I'm fine. We wanted to get a little bit more of a lay of the land just so we can see the kinds of areas that we would maybe be wanting to live or whatever when we move there. And part of the trip was going to be doing the Milford track with my dad and stepmom. We tried booking in January, did not work, we could not find a date. The Milford track, I think, is one of those things that's like kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's like a 3-day hike, walk. It's called a Great Walk. They have a bunch of them in New Zealand. But anyways, my dad is turning 60 this year. This will actually be going on essentially right around his 60th birthday. So he's kind of like, all right, it's now or never. Like, I gotta do this before I can't do it anymore. Ray and I would have been okay waiting, obviously, but it's, again, one of those kind of once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Long story short, the only day that was available was a tiny little chunk in November. So that's when we're going to New Zealand now. Luckily, we can bring Flip down to Ray's mom in Virginia, and we're just gonna rent a car to drive him down. We're gonna fly out of Richmond, fly back into Richmond, and then she's gonna drive us back up. So the whole thing ends up being kind of cost effective because we land back around Thanksgiving, so kind of is killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Killing 3 birds with 1 stone, really. So yeah, I'm kind of excited, kind of nervous, kind of scared, kind of what the heck Definitely was not planning on doing that this year, but life is crazy, and this is what the no-buy year is for. Having random unexpected things pop up and being able to financially deal with them. So yes, obviously this whole trip was obviously voluntary and not necessary, but we knew that we wanted to take one more trip before we moved there. There's a small possibility that we'll take one more between now and the 4 years from now that we'll move, but I'm not 100% sure. At this point, we need to just be saving money like crazy pants. But again, tickets were purchased with mostly points, so this is really great. And the Milford track thing was kind of like a birthday present from my dad. He's like, I just want you guys there. It's a birthday present from me to myself to have you guys there. So really sweet, really, really sweet. I'm super excited. What the heck? Anyways, that's a development that has surely happened. So yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh my god. It's the last day. No, it's not. Yeah, tomorrow's the last day of the month. I'm about to input a bunch of my data. I just actually wanted to show you guys the way that I do this because I don't think I've ever shared that before. It's just a Google form that I do the date of the purchase, the amount, the color, which is like red, yellow, green, and then the category. Relatively straightforward. So yeah, that's literally it. And then it goes into a spreadsheet, and then I just kind of do the aggregate data from there. But anyways, I was coming on here to say I'm gonna film the like intro to this video in like 2 days or so, and I haven't put the data in yet, but I'm pretty much just, I don't know, I'm worried. I feel like this month, out of the past 5, I guess, that I've been doing this, or 4 previous to this, I've lost the plot more than ever. I feel like I really need to do a bit of a reset, get myself back on track. I think there's gonna be a bit of a update / recalibrate video kind of thing coming out in a few weeks from right now when you're watching this on the day that it goes out. Kind of like in the beginning of June, I'm just gonna put something out to be like, hey, we gotta do a little bit of recap, a little bit of recalibrating, bit of reflection, and then hopefully inspire some people to join in if they haven't yet, or double down on their rules, or make an adjustment based off of what they're doing. Obviously, you can kind of adjust at any time. Like, there's literally no hard and fast rule that, like, once you've set the rules, it's set in stone and you're, like, a horrible person if something happens or whatever. I just think that for me and myself and, like, where things are kind of going in my life and, like, what has happened this past month and, like, the unexpected things that have happened and will likely continue to happen throughout the rest of this year, I need to do a bit of rephrasing of my rules and kind of just like really take a look at them, think about moving forward what the new adjustments are going to be, and then hopefully making it all make sense for myself. So anyways, that's it. I think that's the last update that I'm going to do because I'm literally working all day tomorrow and then going to a soccer game, which again, a little bit losing the plot, but at the same time, I actually don't know if I talked about this. I'm a San Jose Earthquakes fan. It's the MLS team that I grew up watching. I love soccer. It's literally the only sport that I even remotely care about. And if there's a game on, the Earthquakes are playing, I'll probably like throw it on and watch it if I catch it. I don't like seek it out necessarily, but anyways, the Earthquakes come play NYCFC probably once a year, so that's the one sports game that I usually go to per year, and the tickets for both Ray and I were like $55, so like combined with taxes and everything. So it's genuinely like not that bad. We'll eat dinner before we go. We're not gonna buy anything when we're there, and it's just gonna cost subway fare to go. So honestly, it's not that big of a deal. It's just all these things keep happening all at the same time, like all the expenses of things that I'm like, this is like once a year thing or like a once in a couple of years thing. It's just all happening right now. So I'm just like, am I losing the plot, or are my couple of exceptions just all happening at the same time? I don't know. That's up to future me to do a bit of reflection and figure out and decide. Anyways, that's the last update for this month, so I'm just gonna throw it back and say, May Grace is signing off. Okay, thank you, we're back. With all that in mind, I just wanna say final thoughts. It's a process. It's a process to figure out what works best for you. I thought that I was doing okay, and I genuinely was doing pretty well. But for some reason, May just really hit me in a sore spot, you know? With the concert tickets and the travel and the whatever. I'm just like, what are we doing this for? First of all, minimalism. Second of all, clearing down my debt, which is happening slowly but surely. And I will be debt-free by the end of the year, 100%. So that's amazing. But also saving for the homestead. So like, how many experiences do you need until then? You know what I mean? Like, what is really truly worth it? I'll be talking about all that in a different video that I'll be posting in like a week or two. That's just kind of like what I'm thinking about right now. So if you're going through a hard time, if you feel like you kind of lost the plot a little bit, I invite you to do some reflection and thinking about why you're doing what you're doing, what is truly important to you. And yeah, I will read you the questions that I had at the end of my Substack post. Feel free to go on there and check them out there as well. Here are some final thoughts and questions to ask yourself and think about, reflect upon before I leave you. Okay, what has worked well for you during the first half of the year? And what areas do you feel like you are struggling a bit? The next question is, what is truly important to you and what do you value? And then the last question is, what can you do to adjust the way you are approaching things this year? How can you align that closer to what you value and what your goals are? So do some thinking. Think about what your rules are. Are they serving you? Do you need to be a little bit tighter? Do you need to add some caveats in? This is about like a mid-year reflection. I feel like there is nothing to say. I kind of just need to accept what I've done, move on, and be better. You know what I mean? And I don't want to say like be better, like to shame myself, but I really just need to make sure that I'm doing everything from a place of intentionality and a place of focus. You know what I mean? Like, I really need to make sure that I'm not losing the plot, that all of these things that I'm doing are truly within my values and not just like because I want to spend money, because I really do truly and genuinely love spending time with my family. I do really love traveling and I love concerts and going to events. I just need to make sure that I'm like, only this one, only these are allowed. You know what I mean? Only making a list of like 3 artists that I'd spend money on. I mean, I only go to 1 soccer game a year because my team is only here once a year, so that's fine. But like, just really reining that all in. So that's what I'm gonna be thinking about in the next few weeks. It's fine. You know, things happen. Nothing's ever gonna go perfectly. I'm not disappointed, but I didn't save as much as I wanted to save this month, but you know, I saved a lot last month because of the tax return. So I don't know. You win some, you lose some. This one was a you lose some kind of month. And that's okay because next month will be great. Okay? I'm putting that into existence out there. That's all. I'm going to stop now because I still have to edit this whole thing in the next day and a half and I have work and a concert to go to. So I'll have to figure that out. I feel like I don't know if I actually made a single point in this whole video because I'm doing that kind of ADHD thing where I'm like a little bit blacking out and I'm not connecting my mouth to my head right now because for some reason I genuinely just can't like spit out a coherent thought about this whole situation this past month because I just feel like I need to do separate thinking about it in terms of like how I'm gonna move forward. There's nothing I can do about the past, you know what I mean? I don't necessarily regret it, but it is ringing some alarm bells. I think that's the point that I'm trying to make. I don't regret the money that I spent this past month, but I need to make sure that moving forward, this is not gonna be happening all the time. I think it was kind of just a case of like, am I losing the plot, or is everything that I have like a small exception for just like happening all at the same time? You know what I mean? Is it the timing? Is it me? I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it, figure it out. That's the whole point. Okay, did I make a point in this video? Have I blabbered? Are you even still listening? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder why people watch my videos genuinely. So if you're still watching, I really, really appreciate you and love you so much. And I hope that your year is going well. I believe in us and everything's gonna be fine. And until the next one, I'm sending you all my love because we are literally just trying our best out here, okay? So, okay, bye. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!